We are happy to have with us Mr. Mark Garrett, CEO of Borealis. Thank you, Mr. Garrett, for joining us, and welcome to the forum. What do you think has been the impact of the global financial crisis on the petrochemical industry?
I think the global financial crisis has had an impact on the petrochemical industry in terms of the availability of liquidity. But apart from that, the impact has been much more pronounced by the following demand shock. The demand shock that's going through the industry right now has, I think, surprised everybody.
How do you think petrochemical companies should deal with this crisis?
I think there's essentially three things for our company and probably for most of the other companies. The first thing is we have to continue to focus on innovation. We have to do the standard things to preserve cash and liquidity and make sure that we're not bleeding cash out of the company. And then thirdly, we need to focus on our long-term investments. So for us, it's the investment in Sweden, LD5 in Stenungsund, and also the big Borouge 2 project in Abu Dhabi. We're all in the same boat, so we're all taking capacity down and trying to make sure that there's not too much of an inventory build. I think the reaction has been very quick, but also the drop has been very steep. It's been a very steep drop into the recession.
How important do you think an organization such as the GPCA is for the regional or the global industry?
Well, on two counts. I mean, for the regional industry, it's vitally important in our opinion, and Borouge, our joint venture with the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, is one of the founding members of the association. So in terms of the regional industry, vitally important, and for the world of growing importance all the time because of these massive investments that are going on in this region. This region will become a major producer of petrochemicals and a major exporter of petrochemicals.
How long do you think the downturn in the petchem industry will last? Do you have?
If I had a crystal ball, maybe I could tell you, but I don't have a crystal ball. We had an interesting meeting today, and there were a wide range of opinions. My personal opinion, or the Borealis opinion, is that we expect 2009 and 2010 to be very difficult years for the petrochemical industry, not just because of the financial crisis, not just because of the demand shock, but because we also expect oversupply with some of these big projects coming online in the next 18 months to 2 years. So the oversupply part of the economic equation has not yet factored in because some of the projects were a bit delayed. They were expected to come online in 2008. They're coming online now in 2009 and 2010. So if you have a combination of a financial crisis, a demand reduction due to the financial crisis, and then an oversupply, you almost get the perfect storm.
So what will it take for companies to be able to survive this situation?
Well, maybe the perfect storm, I think it was George Clooney who helped them all survive, wasn't it? Maybe we need George Clooney. But no, in all seriousness, I think you have to just do all of the standard things. It's essentially very similar to the movie. You know, you're on a boat, you're going through a storm, you have to get all of the hands on deck that need to be on deck, and the ones that don't need to be on deck need to get below decks, and then you need to batten down the hatches, and you have to try and ride out the storm. I think the most sensible thing is to really focus back onto the fundamentals, focus back for our company onto innovation, value creation, focus back onto these major projects, make sure that they get executed very, very well, make sure that we maintain our strong focus on safety. All of these sort of fundamental aspects that are important for a company, you have to make sure that they come to the fore in a situation like this.
Are you optimistic about the future of the petrochemical industry?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is not the first storm and it won't be the last storm. So we're sure to have more storms as we go on. And I think we've weathered each one. Each storm it accelerates change that was probably going to happen anyway. So you probably see some more consolidation. You'll see these sorts of things that also happened in previous storms. 91, 92 led to a big consolidation in the industry in Europe. And I'm sure that this storm will also lead to some of that. But what it essentially does is it accelerates something that would be happening at a slower rate in a normal economy.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Garrett.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.